Today we're looking at an alien Xenomorph from a company called 52 Toys, which I'm not familiar with, but I noticed that it is designed by an artist named Yoshi Sumigibako, and this sculpt, when I saw it, blew me away, so I had to get it. The packaging is pretty cool with this interesting cutout looking all sci-fi, cryogenic, chamber-like with a lab feel and broken glass and this Xenomorph encased inside. It's a really cool presentation, and I dig the photos of the figure with this alien green glow, goopy acid blood referencing imagery. Nice. Dig it. Before we get started, if you could hit that like and subscribe button, it would help this channel out, my super friend. This figure rocks. He can crouch and achieve articulated poses that I just couldn't get with NECAs. I have to say, I think this is my preferred version, my preferred articulated, focused alien figure. But let's take a look at his accessories. Besides the bendy tail and the claws on the figure that you just saw, it comes with two more sets of hands, a fixed curl tail, and the inner jaw protruding that you're supposed to swap out with its mouthpiece, which you'll see later on, and a stand and some instructions. This figure has some cool new articulation points that I haven't seen on other alien figures. His head can articulate separately from the neck, giving nice tilt, and you gotta watch out for that back spine, but it's movable. Whoop. Gotta set that tail down, and the head can tilt nicely at that back spine, man. And the neck he can rotate his head really nicely, but watch out for those connecting tubes that connect from his head to his shoulders. And the lower jaw does move, but it doesn't really pose. It doesn't keep a pose. And look at that neck. He can actually slide down and look down really well. That's two articulation points working in unison, and he can look up about that much, but yeah, it's always with these alien figures, it's hard. They have a hard time looking up because of the head design. Interesting. They can do this. They can go out to the side pretty well, and the shoulders are different than other joints that I've seen, so that's how far he can do a T-pose, and his shoulders can actually rotate along with his bicep. So that's, I thought, really interesting, because maybe other figures do that, but for this one it just feels more articulated. And his butterfly joint, like, I didn't know if he had one, but he does. It's subtle and you don't really see it. It's not really noticeable, but it's there. And his forearms swivel a little, but I think that might just be the joint being kind of loose in that direction. But his wrist joints are like a Mafex. It's a ball hinge, so he can articulate vertically or horizontally depending on how you rotate the hand on that peg. And he's got a floating cuff that really hides that ball joint really well. But see, be careful, because when you take off the hand, that thing can go flying and you might not see it again. So just be careful with those cuffs. It's a little bit of a pain, especially since those pegs have a little bit of a mushroom head, so sometimes it can get difficult swapping hands. But yeah, look at the articulation on those arms. It's great, like, already. And he's got a diaphragm joint that works really well for crunching and for twisting. And he's got a separate waist joint, but look at that rotation. He could spin all the way around if you want, just like an Exorcist. And his crunch with both his diaphragm and his waist, you can get him to crunch for it really well. And he twists at the waist as well. So in combination of those two joints, he can really out-articulate a NECA figure easily. And he's got these hip flaps that hide the hip joints, and they just kind of slide and move about, so it can be a little fiddly and they can pop off. But wow, look at that leg articulation. He can kick super high. I can't tell if he has a drop-down hip. If it is there, it's really stiff and limited, but wow, look at how far he can kick back and kick forward. That's the articulation I'm talking about. That's what I want in my alien. Wow, if Alien Romulus from NECA had that kind of articulation, that would just be insane. So his head can swivel, but he definitely gets more from his thigh swivel. And he's got double hinged knee and telearticulation and heel spike articulation. But more impressively, I think his ankle is on a double barbell joint. So he's got a ball joint right at the foot, but then a rod that connects to another ball joint, I think, up into the shin. Now, what about strange physiology? That's just so unnatural. I love it. Except, you know, in reality, if he had that heel spike, he'd be gooching himself with a spike so often. Like that crouching pose, he'd be like penetrated. Whoops. You gotta be careful of that hip joint. It can pop out, but they pop back in kind of easy. Just, you know, if you push it too hard like I just did, yeah, it'll come off. He achieves a crouched pose so much better than NECA. Let's put this bendy tail on him. It's keyed in, so just look for that orientation, and it should be plug and play. I dig the tail, but it is sharp. All these spiky bits make handling it, you had to handle it with care. Whoop, there goes the other leg. Yeah, gives you a sense though of, oh yeah, that hip joint, it'll pop off, but you know, it's easy to pop back on. Look at that ankle pivot. He can really get expressive poses that I couldn't achieve with NECA's or any other alien figure. Look at it. I mean, those spikes, they're so dramatic, and I really am digging that head carapace translucency and the unique ridge design. The back of his head, it just looks like a beetle's pupa phase. It's so unsettling. So let's try to swap out his mouth. This thing is a bit of a pain, and it really helps if you have fingernails. So that was his normal so-called mouth, and here I'm swapping in his inner mouth protruding mouthpiece, and it just kind of slides in and it just kind of snaps in place. So getting them in and out, it can be a test of patience. Time for some comparisons. Let's look at Sexy Isis Manticora and Mantis. Now let's take a look at Give Me 5 Aoki and McFarlane's Gene Stealer. And here we are with Marvel Legends Silver Surfer and Mess Toys Black Suit Spidey. Here we have Marvel Legends Nightcrawler in his X-Force suit with a Domino custom on basically a Black Widow body. And here we have Mythic Legions, Maxilius, and the Astonishing Beast from Marvel Legends. And here we have Fury Toys, Not Leonardo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and a Mezco Batman Sovereign Knight PX exclusive with a custom head. This figure is my new favorite alien figure. While I really dig NECA's Alien from Romulus, that figure is so massive, it feels out of scale with most of my other figures. Whereas this one, sculpted by Yoshi, it's so nimble, so articulated, and it fits better overall in scale with my collection. Final rating. Please like and subscribe to support this channel so that I can bring more content like this for you. It may seem like a small thing, but it really helps this channel out. All that is necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. Edmund Burke.